Welcome to another Thursday edition of Facebook Live here at Hot Shots Secret, dual streaming on Facebook and YouTube. Kyle Fisher here once again with
Big Country.
Big Country's back in the house. I believe Kevin and Chris are up in the Northeast, or up in Maine, doing some secret project stuff on some really cool stuff we'll be able to tell about here in the future. But so no more tribologists this week again, but I think we held it down last time, so we'll try to do it again this week. As always, be sure to like and share the video. Click the little bell so you get notification that we're live, so you can always join us when we go live, and follow us on Instagram and YouTube. What we got going on this week, bud?
So, this week, well, actually, let's talk about what we're doing
On today's video.
Today's video.
That's what I'm talking about.
So, as always, we're going to answer your questions, so remember to post them below us so that we can answer those for you. Also, we'll recap what's going on here at Hot Shot Secret, as we always do. New things going on, R&D, always in the lab cooking up stuff. Also, we'll be giving away some products, Stiction Eliminator, which we will be talking about today.
We are.
Also, if you
of the day.
didn't watch live, be sure to still comment and ask questions, and we'll actually pick a winner from the After Hours winners. By the way, post-live winner last week is Kenneth Meyer. So, Kenneth, if you're watching this, message us, call in, let us know you won. We will get you your free
What was the last week? It was D-Wag.
diesel winter anti-gel.
Yeah.
Yep. Can't say
Yep.
D-Wag, remember? Some people
Diesel
don't want
Winter anti-gel. Or if you're in a warmer climate, we can shoot you out some EDT. Now with LX4.
Yeah.
Infused.
that. Fully
Our
formulated.
Yeah, which is what we do. We improve product. And how much did the price go up?
None.
None. Zero. Better product, same price. So, congrats to Kenneth Meyer. Shoot us a message. We'll get that out to you. And announcements, web announcements. Be sure to subscribe to our email newsletter. Stay up to date on our news, promos, exclusive offers. What's the big special they got going now?
Big special right now, they have the 4-ounce 12-pack of Diesel Winter Anti-Gel that is now available online. So make sure you stock up, because I got a feeling it's going to be a long, bad winter
It might be.
for us.
The 4 ounces are nice. They're kind of,
Yeah. Well, and they actually help a lot of guys who that one shot hit, and then if they have a bigger bottle they want to refill them with.
Right, and I do want to side address that real quick too. Another thing I like about the 4 ounce, especially on the Diesel Winter Anti-Gel, is one thing we always got to remind people this time of year when you're using our Diesel Winter Anti-Gel, you want to keep it in temperature.
Right, 20 degrees Fahrenheit to be exact.
Right, so it's very confusing. It's hard to explain, but our Diesel Winter Anti-Gel will gel on its own under low temperature. So a lot of people don't understand it. Sometimes we might get a complaint that comes in that says, hey, we've got this anti-gel and it froze up on me, so how is it supposed to keep my diesel from freezing if it freezes itself? Right. Well, the fact is it's chemistry, it's magic. Once it mixes and blends with diesel fuel is when it really does it has its advantages and keeps the diesel, and it gets it down to what was negative 44 point or something. So it really does its job when it's blended with the fuel. But if you leave that bottle like in your windowsill there or something, and you get a freezing night, you could get a frozen bottle of Diesel Winter Anti-Gel, which all you got to do is bring it inside. It'll thaw out, give it a shake, you're fine. But one thing we also tell people, they might have another competitive product that doesn't freeze.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you know why?
Right.
Because it's a watered down product, and
Right.
because the actual chemicals in the anti-gel.
Or some of them, as we've been told by a lot of consumers that have done some testing, they said that some products out on the market actually use a little bit of gasoline in their Diesel Winter Anti-Gel. And as we know, gas doesn't
Is it going to
freeze up. So.
Right. So that's what I was saying. That's why the 4 ounces are nice. I know a lot of people keep them by their door.
Right.
When they head out for the day, they grab a little 4 ounce because it's going to be good for their fill up and stays warm inside.
Yep, absolutely.
Cool. So dealer shout outs. How about 308 Performance in North Platte, Nebraska?
Yeah, congratulations, guys. Rincon Truck Center and San Clemente, California.
Warm Cali. T&K Performance in Great Falls, Montana.
Larkin Motors LLC at Bridgewater, Massachusetts.
Is that right? You're struggling on this.
At first, yeah, it's
Let's call it MA.
Yeah, MA, it's Massachusetts. ME is Maine.
There you go. Quill Diesel Repair in Albion, New York. So shout out to you guys. Welcome aboard to the new guys. Thanks for being with us, for the guys that have been around with
Yep.
us for a while. We appreciate it all.
And remember, dealers,
Oh, yeah.
send in your logo, well, your decals.
Yeah, if you got a decal of your business, if you're a company that does business with us, like we said, this is our new set. We're going to have a lot of videos coming out of here. We added a few last week. Rudy's Performance, Power Stroke Ingenuities, Fire Punk Diesel. So every week we're going to add a few more
Absolutely.
of our partners in the industry. And you want to put some up now?
Yeah, let's go ahead and put them up.
Cool. So one thing we're going to touch on here a little bit, you guys have probably been seeing online, is the Executioner.
Yeah.
The incredible motor that D&J Precision has been working on such a long time. They're out at Marlette Engine and Dyno.
Yeah,
Who's a dealer of ours as well.
Yeah, and they work very closely with us, with some other companies. So those other companies have sent us some decals, which we will be putting
Yep,
up because
happy
we
to.
do work close with them, and we appreciate them.
So let's start off with our friends over at Exergy Performance. They do a lot of stuff with the Firepunk S10 to save the racks truck, and when we're on the oil side, they're on that. They do some amazing wiring. It's impressive to see what they got. Hey, you're getting better, buddy.
Hey, I'm getting.
You're getting better. All right, next up, we got our buddy Matt Rice with DNR Auto. It's going to make the wall. Check out DNR Auto. He does his show Wednesday night, so you just missed it last night, but tune into that. Matt is the key to the streets. And a little side note, you might just see something from DNR Auto and Mr. Matt Rice coming up here with our PRI announcement, so stay tuned for that. Welcome to the wall.
I'm gonna keep that up there.
Let it stick for a while.
Yeah,
All right.
so that way it doesn't come off.
And then this is a cool one that we're about to make another announcement about in a minute. But our buddy Hercules from Memphis Street Memphis Street Outlaws, Anthony Smith, Hercules is going to make the wall.
Yep. This is strong.
Yeah, that's a good one.
This is,
There we go. So welcome to the wall, Exergy, DNR Auto, Hercules, and keep them coming. You guys out there, I know even our social media influencers, you guys, if you get a decal, send them to us. We'll be happy to put it on the wall.
Absolutely.
And we're going to get back to that topic in a second. So let's move on to what's going on at Hot Shot Secret Television this weekend.
Yeah, we will recap a little bit of what happened last week. I know that we had told you that we're going to be tested on a dyno. And as many of you know, dynos don't lie. These guys approached us, told us that, hey, we're going to post results no matter what. Okay, go ahead. So what's going on this week is Sunday at 8 a.m. We have a truck tech integration. There's on the history.
It's on the History Channel.
And it actually will be on our EDT.
Yep, which is cool. Full integration in the show, too.
Right. So also, Sunday at 10:30 on Truck U, which is on the Motor Trend channel, is our Stiction Eliminator and Diesel Extreme. So if you guys want to learn a little bit more about products, there you go.
Sunday morning, have a lazy morning in bed, watch a couple programs, History Channel, Motor Trend, you'll see some Hot Shot Secret on there. And R&D. As we mentioned last week, R&D has been working on some new products.
Right.
We've got the new 10W30 diesel oil coming, which is really common weight that's coming down from the 40 weights, and 2 Euro blend oils, which
Right.
we're really excited about. I never checked. I know it's 530, and is it a...
I thought it was 1032, but I
I think it's one of both. We'll clarify, but I know it meets the SN spec,
Right.
so I mean it's going to be gasoline friendly.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
wow.
So everybody's been asking about 530 and gasoline oils. This will be the oil you can use in those gasoline passenger vehicles.
Yeah, this meets the Volkswagen spec, the BMW spec,
Absolutely.
all that good stuff. So really excited to have that, and another trans fluid that's coming out as
Yep.
well too. It's a different blend to give a third option to cover more vehicles.
Now, and I don't know if I'm allowed to say this about the G56 transmission.
You
fluid.
just pulled an Aaron.
I did. Aaron was actually the one that told us that the person who was having transmission shudder, he had sent him out a little bit of
The quieter pack, the topper.
quieter pack, which he was still having issues with the G56 transmission fluid. We sent him a quieter pack, and it actually works. So
Yep.
that soon will be releasing.
So what had happened is we're formulating this G56 trans fluid, and Aaron in the lab really came up with a good fluid that stopped a lot of the crunching sound, like a lot of the what didn't feel good. Yet there was still some noise. So even though the problem was kind of gone, the noise was still there. It was more of a nuisance for the driver, but we didn't stop there. Like, even though we feel like we solved the problem, well, noise is still a problem for the driver. So somehow he came up with an ad pack that just can top treat our first batch of the trans fluid out of the lab, and it quiets it down.
Yep.
I just talked to Artie Maupin earlier today because I know he's got a guy that's trying out the G56. He said he just dropped off the ad pack today. So we'll hear back from him if that helped his out.
Awesome.
And as we get through this field testing, we'll take it back into the lab for final testing, and then we'll put together a fully formulated product to put on the shelf and offer to everybody who's looking for some G56 fluid.
Yep.
So they've also been researching grease as well. We kind of talked about that a little bit. We spoke a little bit at Apex about it and SEMA. But now we got a question for you folks. I don't know why they're asking this question because they've got a backlog of stuff in front of them.
Yeah, I know.
But this is also how we formulate stuff. We want to know what kind of products you'd like us to come out with. Lubrication-based products.
Right.
Let us know if you've got any great ideas or problems out there that are solving. I know Jerry Atkins brought us a problem with the Chevy Cruze diesels with the transmission problem. So we're looking into that right now. We think we might have a solution to it. We'll be working on that. But we like these problems. That's what we do, you know. And a lot of lubrication companies are either too big to deal with it or too small to have the capabilities to fix it. And that's why we say we're in a really unique size where we're flexible enough to really attack little niche problems. And if one of these cars and trucks are having the problem, often a lot of them are. So let us know what kind of problems you guys are running into out there.
We have had a couple calls in the past month about the DPF systems on the Ram Eco diesels, where they have been overheating to the point that they will actually catch a truck on fire.
Exactly. There's a lot of videos on the internet.
Yeah, it's getting bigger and
new
bigger.
Trucks just start burning down in the
trucks.
middle of the road.
So I want to let you guys know the Diesel Extreme and EDT will help bring down that temperature so that you're not having to heat that DPF up as hot as it normally has to get to burn off the emissions.
Well, not only that, it also burns fuel more efficiently.
Right.
You get half the amount of what's the term? The exhaust from it. I know
the soot build up and everything.
Right.
Yep.
So it may still catch fire at some point, but we're gonna at least delay the time until it catches fire.
Right.
So we're still looking into that. I mean, I know Ford's looking into it. They're
Yeah.
freaking out. So a lot of these new trucks just. I've seen pictures of a truck at a stoplight. It just bails out the door, and all of a sudden it catches on fire.
Well, he actually shared it on that Project Farm video about our products.
Right, that's where we saw it.
Yeah, and he put it out there that he just had bought the truck like a week or so ago and sitting at a light and it burned down.
So let's catch up on some of our comments real quick. Of course, USMC Racing is in first. Brian, are you even in the States or are you overseas getting in that quickly? He says the beard, though. You know you love it. David Baker's out there. What's up, Dan Yost? David Dothis out there. Hey, guys, we're going to have an announcement about David. He's a fellow jet car driver of us. Hint, hint, PRI. Jose Esparza. Hey, guys, how you doing? Okay. David DC Saris. Gosh, I just never feel like it comes out right. He says what's going on. I love that guy. So, have you any good gasser products? Asked Brandon Newber. Of course we do.
Yeah, Stiction Eliminator, FR3, and our Gasoline Extreme all work great in a gasoline engine.
Virtually our entire oil additive side of our products are good in gas or diesel. It's only when you get over the fuels side that you have to worry about specific gas or diesel products.
Absolutely.
But, our transmission Stiction Eliminator is great for the transmissions. Again, Stiction Eliminator FR3. And then, of course, our new Gasoline Extreme is great for the fuel.
Absolutely.
And our brand new LX4.
Yeah.
That's great for gasoline engines as well. That's another way to lubricate the fuel. You know you need the lubrication in diesel fuel, but it's great in gasoline as well. Or a lot of our racers are using an alcohol, E85, you name it. That LX4 is just going to bring lubricity in any fuel you put it in. So it's a great gasser product as well. There's the bearded medic. How you doing, Sean? My issue last week mixing D-Wagon X LX4 cleared up on its own.
Yeah.
Well, good to hear. Probably temperature based.
Yeah, it was temperature based.
Yeah.
Kevin said that was probably going to happen since it was supposed to get warmer. He said it should clear up. So.
Gotcha. So, Mr. David D, as I call him now,
David D.
he says, hey, with the D-WAG at the proper dose, do I still need to add an ounce of EDT to get to the performance dose? Or can I use LX4 during the wintertime? Two questions here.
Do not use LX4 with diesel winter anti-gel at all. When our testing, we actually realized that it does not mix with the anti-gel properties. And
It mixes. It just counter effects.
It will counter effect it. So then you will end up gelling up.
So put it this way. If you put our D-WAG or anti-gel into your fuel, it's going to lower that point of how far you can go before it starts to freeze. You put the LX4 in, it starts to raise it back up.
Right.
So, off the record, I'll say it.
Off the record.
Off the record, we're in Ohio. We can get a foot of snow tomorrow, and then we can have, a week of 45-degree weather. So I'm still going to keep diesel winter anti-gel in, even during, like the warm-ups. But if I wanted to add some lubricant to my fuel, I might sneak some in during the warmer times, because you're not really too worried about that aspect. But when it's cold out there, the LX4, do not use it with the diesel winter anti-gel. There still is a lubricity additive in there. It's the one we've always had. Yeah. It's a great product.
Yeah. Well, and that goes back to his first question about using the diesel winter anti-gel with the EDT. You actually would not have to do that. I like to tell people, and this is what
he was
Chris will
talking
tell
about the performance dose, though.
Well, even at that, though,
right.
You're still going to get the best results out of the diesel winter anti-gel by using the dosage that you're supposed to on the bottle, and that is the EDT with the diesel winter anti-gel in it. It's like our summer formula versus our winter formula. That's all your main difference is.
I still think the question, though, is even in our summer formula,
you could add.
We have a standard dose and then a performance dose, and really you're still going to get all the 6 benefits out of it. Those guys running the performance dose are looking for a little cetane bump, and I think we go from 4 to 7 points on the EDT side. The dosage on the diesel winter anti-gel side is our standard dosage.
Right.
So I believe it is a 4-point.
Yeah, that's.
I think it's 4 or 5.
If I'm not mistaken.
But it's not the performance dose. I know that.
Right. No,
so you could spike your diesel winter anti-gel with an ounce of EDT if you wanted to. The gain you're going to get out of it would be a little cetane gain. It's not going to impact. Hold on. It's not going to impact the gelling properties, except when all of our new EDT comes out that has LX4 in it.
That's when.
Yep. But our diesel winter anti-gel will always maintain the same lubricant formula that's always had. So if you wanted, you could literally spike you could double dose your diesel winter anti-gel if you wanted to get to a higher cetane. But really, in the wintertime, we don't have a lot of people that are actually looking for that.
Yeah. And speaking of lubricity, Dan Zelton, he's
always on.
He's in here too, but. Me and him were talking this week, and he said he could not believe that diesel winter anti-gel had that much lubricity compared to a 2-stroke motor oil.
I know.
And he's like, that blew me away. And
I mean, people have been throwing 2-stroke oil in forever.
Yeah, 2-stroke kerosene.
Well, that's what we said about that video last week too. Is like, what's cool about it is you can measure, where it freezes and everything. But man, the other stuff we throw in there is awesome.
Right, exactly. And we've talked about it here a lot of times, but by adding like an oil to your diesel fuel, you're actually lowering the cetane, which is making the fuel even drier than what it was whenever you first got it. Where our diesel winter anti-gel EDT is actually boosting the lubricity and cetane. So,
Sean Tripoli says decal went on like butter this week. You're getting better, man.
Thank you, Sean.
Russ Dozak says best stuff I've used. Thanks, Russ. We appreciate it. There's Dan Zelton. He's watching. Just wish I can find EDT local. Well, Russ, punch in your go to our website. Look for find a store or something like that. Where to buy, and punch in your zip code. We've got retailers nationwide. We have independent dealers nationwide. So you might have somebody closer to you than you might think. And if not, you can always order from our website and ship direct to you. So. And looks like somebody already said Track Supply carries it. Yep. Colton Henninger says, new possible diagnosis. Not getting fuel to filter base, possibly bad lift pump. Nothing was coming up on the data logs. I remember Colton from
5.9 Cummins, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. I mean, you very well could. It could be.
There you go. And he says, props to Big Country. for being one of the few to get the pronunciation of my last name correct the first time. All right, I already see EcoDiesel in this one.
Yep.
Richie Roche.
Yeah.
I have an EcoDiesel currently running EDT LX4 Stiction Eliminator FR3. You got the battery in there. Well done. Well done. Keep us posted on the EcoDiesel. We're getting a lot of calls about those, so I hope you don't have the problem some of these other people are having, but that's good to hear. And Stiction, he says he's got Stiction Eliminator and FR3. I wonder if he's wanting an FR3 in power steering and the gearbox, something like that. Because if you run it in your motor, you really don't need FR3 and Stiction Eliminator, which we'll cover today.
Right.
David D's back. I'm also wondering about using FR3 in my hub oil for my trailers and axle oil for my Ram differential.
Yeah,
absolutely. It's great for that. 5% dosage is kind of the rule of thumb you always want to do. So to figure out the capacity and add about 5% FR3, you'll love it. And Reek's also running Gasoline Extreme, everything. Dan Yost, differential gear with the slip additive. No, Dan, we talked about this. So we do have the diff oil. Our gear oil, it's got a 90 weight, 110, 140 weight. It's all Group 4, PAO, best of the best. Comes infused with our FR3. But if you have a limited slip differential that calls for a manufacturer's additive, you still want to add that. I know Dan drives a Mopar, and I know Mopar sells a little 4-ounce bottle of their slip additive. So you can use our gear oil, but you still want to put the factory additive in, or you can keep the factory fluid, add some FR3 in the additive to it as well. Thomas Welcheski, that's a new one, I think.
Welcheski, yep.
Can or should you use Stiction Eliminator at the same time as FR3? We were just talking about that.
We'll actually get into that. So let's keep that until we get into the Stiction Eliminator.
So write his name down. Thomas, we'll get to that in just a minute. Ricky's back with he says, looking for a trans additive to help with slipping clutches on heavy-duty cab-over truck. What do y'all have? Now, is that a manual or an automatic? If it's a cab-over, I'm guessing it's probably manual.
Yeah, FR3. I would actually put FR3 in there.
All right, he said it, I didn't.
Hey.
If it's an automatic, our transmission Stiction Eliminator is an excellent product for automatics that are slipping. We don't recommend it for the manuals, though. So, but FR3, you heard it here. The in-house tribologist of the day says FR3. I know a lot of people have had it. I just don't know we publicly say it.
No, I tell everybody to put it in their manual transmissions.
I guess we do then. Hey, Holly Smith and Raina Morgan. Brian Noon with that top fan badge flossing. So do I need LX4 if I'm using EDT? It depends.
Well, yeah, look at your EDT bottle. It should say LX4
it's got
on
LX4,
it. If it says that, then you don't need the LX4.
I got to think the last batches of old formula are out there, but...
Well, let's say this. Retailers are going to carry the LX or the EDT with no LX4 in them for a while because they
got so much stock, right?
Yeah, so that they'll be... If you go Track Supply, O'Reilly's or something, you're probably going to get EDT that you need to add the LX4 to. But if you're getting it off our website right now, you will not need the LX4 at all.
Or our dealers coming out.
Yeah, or our dealers even.
Just check your EDT bottle. We added little stickers as soon as we switched over. The new labels are going to have it in right on the label.
Right.
So if you don't see LX4 on the label, it doesn't have LX4 in it. Do you need to add LX4 if using EDT? That's up to you. Again, if it's already got the LX4 in it, you're not going to need it. We still sell LX4 as a standalone product. I know a lot of people that have the CP4 pumps that want some added protection, or a lot of our racers that are having really dry fuel, even the race fuel and stuff, really want to put some extra lubricity in the fuel. That LX4 is there for you when you need it, if you really want to top treat and add some more lubricity. But for your average use, EDT with LX4, you can't beat it. It's going to have plenty of lubricity in it. Dan Zeller says, just got the shipment. Thanks, TJ. Just ran out of anti-gel. Yeah, we've been running out here. It's just been round the clock, production on that. So appreciate it, everybody out there that's been buying it up. And Michelle Shane Johnson with the top fan badge, replying to Brian, no, you can switch off between the two. Don't need to run both. That won't hurt if you do. Well, Shane, I'm going to disagree with you on that. About switching off between the two. I really would recommend running EDT in every single tank. Yeah. If you can switch off between the two, you're going to get lubricity if you're running EDT every single time. When you run the LX4, it is only lubricity.
Right.
It is lubricity only product. So if you're running that without anything else in it, you're losing the cetane out of it. You're losing the injector cleaner, the moisture dispersant, the fuel stabilizer. That's really the all-in-one that really every fuel tank needs on the diesel side is the EDT. LX4 is just the one part of it. It's a standalone. So can you run it by itself? Sure. Some people run with no fuel out of it at all. So you can get away with it, but I still would run EDT every tank. If you really want extra lubricity, spike it with a little bit of LX4 on top of it.
Absolutely.
And good morning to you. Alternating them every 3 oil changes.
Okay. Stiction Eliminator for 3. Yep.
I got you. Okay,
Yep.
good stuff. Hello from the gang at Rudolph Brothers and Company. See you at the PRI show. Hey Keith, how you doing? Yeah, that's one of our new partners there, the Rudolph Brothers and Company. We are at booth 6311, I believe, if I got it memorized now after a few years there. Same spot, same place where we always are at. And the Rudolph Brothers are going to be at their first PRI show as they're getting into the industry. And guess where they're at?
Right beside you.
They're like right in front of us.
Oh, there we go.
They're in of all that giant place. They're like literally right in front of us. So we're looking forward to a good PRI. Good to see Rudolph Brothers and Company out there. So we're looking forward to
Absolutely.
it. Ricky says, I dropped my first motor at 16,000 miles. New motor has y'all's products in since day one. He can't be talking about that.
Cab over?
Oh, that was a cab over? I thought that might have been the Eco Diesel. Because we've heard them burn at 16,000. Oh, he said it's an automatic.
Okay.
Yeah, automatic. You're good with the TSC.
Yeah, TSC.
Yeah, transmission Stiction Eliminator. It's a great product. It's a really unique. I like to always add that it's our only additive that has no additive at all.
Yeah.
I love saying that. It is a pure Group 5 ester. It is some awesome stuff. So check that out. Looks like Levi's bringing it up. That is a great product for any automatic.
It's the Ace trains.
Yep.
Yep.
Any word on when the synchro mesh transfer is coming and what viscosity? It's done.
Yeah,
We're
done.
killing it with it. I mean, we've got it in a bunch of race cars already and where'd Aaron go? Aaron! So I don't know when we're bottling it for sale yet.
Right.
I think we just wanted some final testing on these race applications that can really take it to the mat and push it hard. I know it's the same. The synchro mesh is also used in the trucks too. The big trucks. So it's kind of a dual purpose there. But Caden, I don't know when yet, but I'm going to write that down and see if we can get a timeline of when we're going to release that. I know we're pretty much, R&D is pretty much done with it. They said they can't really go any further. It's as good as anything on the market and or better than anything on the market. So I'll get you a turnaround on that. What's up, Anthony Carter, AC? And I see Brian Fennell from USMC Racing's in. There's Ryan Geisford says, LX4 is a smart idea for anyone that has a truck with a CP4 pump. Exactly. That's kind of why we brought it out at the beginning. So for those of you guys using, EDT, wondering if you want to add it, if you got a CP4, it's good to get a little extra protection against that. Isaac Feathers, really need to get my hands on some LX4. About to put an order in for some Blue Diamond. Time for another oil change. Well, good choice of oil right there. Doesn't get better than Blue Diamond. So might as well grab a bottle of LX4 while you're at it. Oh, yeah, I'm with you, Shane. I see you use EDT constant, LXR. Yep.
Makes sense.
You guys forgot my banner. Bearded Medic? Did we forget Bearded Medic's banner? I'm gonna blame it on Levi. All right. I think we talked about that. I remember Nikki even said that the first time she was out here. All right, Bearded Medic. We'll work on a banner for you.
It's in the queue.
It's in the queue. 2 weeks. Let's be okay in my Allison. Yeah. Check. Yeah. That was asking about the TSE.
Yep.
Yep. TSE's good in your Allison. Brian Fennell says Hot Shot Secret has awesome products. Looking forward to PRI. Another hint. Brian Fennell may be making an appearance at the Hot Shots booth representing USMC Racing. So more on that to come. Catching up here, also had a farmer who had injectors sticking in his tractor. Stiction Eliminator saved him from a $5,000 shop bill. Great one to end on before we get back into our notes here. Yeah, Ryan, we hear that all the time. I'm guessing with the Stiction Eliminator saving the injectors, they were Huey injectors. We see that a lot in the farm equipment. It was what Cat Motors have it.
Yep,
and,
Cat and the DT466 Internationals. So.
Yep. So I know a lot of people think of Ford 6.0s and 7.3s,
Right.
but they're not the only ones out there with the Huey injectors that they started having this injector problem. And little do you know, the solution's on the oil side.
Yep.
So we'll get into that a little bit. Let's catch up on our general and event stuff. Now that we've caught up on those, and then we'll get into our Stiction Eliminator product of the day. So General's D&J Precision Machine. If you guys haven't been watching social media, you've been like under a rock
You have been.
because the executioner is out.
Yeah, they done a whole bunch of pulls, and if I'm not mistaken, 6 of them were at 1,500 horsepower.
I didn't see that yet. I knew they were going to have no problem getting there. I know some of the early polls because and they've been out there. They're at Marlette Engine and Dyno out in Indiana, a dealer of ours.
Right.
So shout out to Marlette. And D&J Precision's a dealer of ours, so shout out to them. Firepunk Diesel is a dealer of ours, so I know they're out there. And this motor that Drew has put together is just probably the most anticipated diesel engine ever.
For everybody watching, what makes it so different from any other engine that has been made? Because, I mean, we got into this a little bit yesterday when we had our talk, but this engine is totally different than...
It's a billet block.
Yeah.
It's a fully billet engine. So, I mean, you start off with just a block of billet, and this machine's been, working a couple of years now, getting it carved down, and they didn't stop there. It's like jewelry too, man. It's just beautiful to see. I've been seeing it. You guys have probably seen it at a couple shows over the last couple of years. He's brought it out to see where the progress is, but they finally got it finished. They had it on the dyno this week. They're spending the whole week out there as they slowly are testing step by step of it. So they're not just throwing it on there to see how much horsepower they get. They're learning a lot from it because obviously Drew wants to sell a lot of these.
Right.
So he's trying to find the specs of it. We appreciate the guys. They called us and asked us if we'd be the oil of choice for it, which we're really proud of that. I mean, of all the oils they could choose, we work really closely with these guys. And so that motor's been seeing adrenaline R5 racing oil this whole week as it's been on the dyno. They got it broken in first, and then been running adrenaline oil from Hot Shots. And man, that thing is just, it sounds good. It looks good.
It doesn't even sound like it's really trying.
I know.
Whenever it's on
Well,
the
they
dyno.
haven't really pushed it real hard yet,
Right.
but man, it is a piece of art. And I understand they did have a little setback today.
Yeah, it looks like Drew had posted on D&J's website or on their Facebook page that they broke some bridges and that they've learned from it and they're going to kind of try to get it back together, but it will be in the Fluid Amper booth at PRI. So they said that they probably won't get the dyno before PRI.
The full dyno, what it can really do.
So after PRI, it's game on until March whenever
So
we start.
for everybody
racing
going out to
again.
PRI, go check out the Fluid Amper booth. That block will be on display
Yep.
there, and again, it's something you got to see in person. It's really impressive. Also, our Memphis Street Outlaws. They had the season finale this weekend. We had to delay an extra week because they made 3 weeks out of the finale, and we had our behind the scenes
with Michael Dover.
Well, Michael Dover, yeah. Yep. So that people don't know how long this takes. That was like a year and a half ago I was out there. And so it's finally got to air, and we did a little behind the scenes of it. So if you didn't catch it, go to our Facebook page. We've got it there. It kind of shows you. It's cool to go out for the filming of these things, and you watch the episode, and it's like race. They get like 40 races in the episode, but it doesn't move that fast in real life.
Right.
Right. But it's really cool. Shout out to the MSO guys. For having us out there. Thanks to Michael Dover himself for letting us kind of bug him and tag along and kind of give us updates in between the races. It was really cool to see. And, these guys are running all of our fluids as well. Adrenaline Racing Oil, our trans fluid, our gear oil, the whole nine. And all these guys have big diesel trucks pulling these cars around. They're all running our Green Diamond oils and Diesel Extreme, the whole line. I mean, the whole battery of our products.
Yeah.
So we really appreciate the Memphis Street Outlaws, and there might be a little secret code about them up here too, right?
Yeah, we have to unveil it.
Okay. Thanksgiving next week.
Yeah, Thanksgiving next week. So we will not have our live show. We will be actually streaming one of our most popular live videos.
Is that what we're gonna do?
For everybody to enjoy. I mean, I was expecting to be at my Thanksgiving table and you guys watch me eat.
I didn't know we were going to be running a rerun. I thought we were moving to Friday or something.
FR3 on my turkey.
That's true. I think we all took off Friday. So I guess there's news. Update. then we'll be live. But they're going to be a great episode. I have no idea what it is.
No
but it'll
idea.
be an
No
awesome
clue
episode.
at all.
So tune in next week while you're eating turkey. And we have been very busy in shipping and production the last couple weeks. Keep it coming.
Yeah.
Shout out to our production and shipping department.
Yeah.
Ashley's been killing it. I'll tell you, and really this DWAG explosion from the video, man. And it comes right on top of. We got a lot of reorders coming from our retailers right now. I just saw Tractor Supply has the whole thing, piled up right in the middle of all. So great timing for a reload to them. And so shout out to everybody back there in the shipping department because it's been
Absolutely. It's been total chaos with everything.
they've been coming in. You come in and work out early.
Yeah.
And you said that they're here.
Yeah, they were here. So I normally show up about 4:30, 4:45 in the morning.
Crazy.
And they've been here almost every day this week at 4:45, 5 o'clock.
Yep.
Putting in work to make sure everybody's packages go out when they're really not supposed to start until 8 o'clock.
Yep. But they want to make sure you guys get your stuff. So
absolutely.
we appreciate that. And let's see, we recently visited our local dog shelter to donate some money. I did not go because I know what I would have come home with a dog, and I don't need it anymore. But every Friday through the summer, we have a casual Friday here at work where we can dress casual, but you got to put $1 into the bucket.
Right.
And so the employees here have raised money, and then we pick a charity. And at the end of the summer, LSI then matches all the contributions from the employees, and we take it to a local charity to put it. This year, it was the Morrow County Dog Shelter. We donated $500 to the shelter, all from us dressing comfortably on Fridays here.
Yeah.
So we're really happy about that. We have a video of it. I think you're going to play it. It says you're going to play the video.
Well, I mean, he is kind of playing it.
All right, so go onto our page and watch it. Is it on the LSI page?
Yeah, Lubrication Specialties.
Yeah, so go to our
Facebook page,
Lubrication
and you can
Specialties
watch
Facebook.
the video.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet.
It's actually pretty good.
See, I would have taken that little guy home.
Well, Eric's playing with it the whole time, so I'm thinking to myself, Eric's going to get a new dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't do that.
I couldn't do it either. So we do like to. Chris is really big about Morrow County, and he's been this company's grown and grown and grown. He's been trying to pull out of this and bring it down closer to Columbus and the cities and stuff, but he holds very true to Morrow County, and we try to give back to the community a lot too. So
I did hear somebody say that there was a blue tick there, so I was kind of tempted because it's good hunting dogs.
'Tis the season. All right, so events. PRI is coming soon.
Yeah.
It's kind of our last event of the year every year. It's kind of the finale, and we've got some big plans. If you don't know, it's in Indianapolis, December 12th, 13th, and 14th. It's kind of like your SEMA, but with a focus solely on racing. It's the performance racing industry. Everything racing you can imagine is there, from hard parts to lubricant companies like us to you name it, chassis, and then machinery, everything. So stay tuned to our Facebook page over the next couple of weeks. We're going to have a lot of cool stuff rolling out about what we're doing out there. We'll be releasing our celebrity autograph sessions and detailing who will be in our booth. And I think last year we had I think it was 11 different people signing autographs in our booth.
Yeah.
I think we have more this year.
You do have more this year.
It's like more.
You had to set up shifts for
did.
people because there was so many
We have
people
shifts
signing
set up.
autographs.
It's more than 12.
Yeah.
It's more than 14.
Yeah.
It's more than 16.
Yeah, actually.
It's more than 20.
I don't know if there's 20. More than 20.
It's more than 20.
25 people.
We have over 25
Yeah.
people that are going to be joining us in the Hot Shot Secret booth 6133, and we will be releasing who those people are. A lot of our friends from the industry, a lot of our racing buddies, obviously, that have really just taken our products to the next level over the past couple of years, and it's really kind of fun. I remember a couple years ago at PRI, it's kind of like, who are you guys?
Right.
And here we are a couple years later, and we've just got tons of people coming to the booth to sign autographs and really support us, and we appreciate that. So thanks to all of you that you already know who you are, who are coming. And over the next couple of weeks, stay tuned. We're going to be slowly rolling out those people. But we are going to make a big announcement today.
We are.
We're going to make it official.
We're going to tell people who's going to be signing autographs, aren't we?
No.
Oh, man. What?
But we are going to tell you which vehicles are going to be in our booth.
Yeah, we will. So then if you don't know, you can Google them
Oh, I know.
and you'll find out. Or I'm sure you'll figure it out.
No,
That's not
we're,
hard.
we're making an announcement right now.
Oh, you're going to do it right now.
We're going
You're
right
gonna-
now.
You're not going to wait till we do Stiction Eliminator. You're going to do
No,
it now.
right now.
Okay, do it.
Let's wait to the end.
Yeah, wait till the end. Make them wait.
All right, but we are going to let you know which vehicles are going to be in our booth this year. If you remember last year, we had the world's fastest diesel door slammer, the
Yep.
Save the Racks truck from Firepunk, and we had the Hotshot Secret BMW, quickest BMW diesel in North America. Had both those in the booth last year. So this year we got a couple new vehicles. So stay tuned. We're going to get to it. So let's catch up real quick, and I think we're almost there. Big Country getting a shout out. Isaac Feather says, should I run Stiction Eliminator every oil change? Put a full jug in last oil change. Let's cover that in a second.
Yep.
And Daniel Webb says, hey, Preacher. Happy Thanksgiving to all. Best Adams in the game. Doesn't hurt that Kyle is so good looking, too. I mean, what can I say? They didn't say anything about you, by the way.
That's fine. That's fine. Not everybody can.
Does Stiction Eliminator benefit the 6.7 Cummins engines? We're going to answer that,
Yep,
too.
we'll
So
answer.
keep that idea, Josh. Lynn Miller's watching. How you doing, Lynn? We'll see you soon, too. All right, so let's talk Stiction Eliminator. This is the flagship product of the company. This is
Absolutely.
This is why we do what we do. This was the beginning of the company. This is what launched Chris. This is what got him into automotive, and the rest is history after it. Do we want to tell the origin story? Let's tell. You run through the basics of the origin story.
Basic origin story is Ford and Navistar got together, decided to make a engine system that ran off injectors that were fired by oil. Well, in the Huey style injectors, there was a plunger that the oil would actually go around and actually cause it to push down, that would then spring fuel into the chamber, combustion chamber. Well, they had come back where the oil, because it was being heated up and cooled down so quickly, that it would begin to build up carbon around the plungers to the point that it would not fire correctly. Warranties were coming back to Ford and Navistar saying we needed new injectors. They were saying that all they were dirty injectors. So they had been looking for people that could possibly make a product that would solve all the problems. Hence, Stiction Eliminator. Chris had made it. By that time, they had fought and they were done warring with each other, and they decided to go on with new engines.
Yep,
So
they moved on.
Chris
Meanwhile, there's millions of 6.0s and 7.3s out there.
And Chris they had done test after test after test for a couple of years, if I'm not mistaken, and they had found that it cured up 9 out of 10 injectors on a Huey system.
This was Navistar.
Navistar said that.
Right.
So with that being said, that is why it's called the Stiction Eliminator, because it started as a
And funny side story is the original name of the product
was
Hot Shot Secret.
Right.
That's what Chris called it, and this is back when he kind of got stiffed by left hanging with a great product, and this man would go to local. We talked about it last week how he'd stock fuel pumps, and he got I think it was the Pilot at the next exit down.
Yeah.
They were the first ones that they let him put some on the shelf, and then he would stalk truck drivers at the pump and say, hey, you got a 6073. This stuff's going to clean up those injectors,
and most of the time it was hot shotters.
Right.
So whenever the hot shotters were going farther and everything,
And when it got real popular was during Katrina.
Yeah.
When they were running all of the RVs, the campers down south, all those hot shotters, most of those trucks were 6073s. So it kind of became Hot Shot Secret on how to keep those trucks on the road. And then there's another story to it about how Chris was on his last dime. He had paid his last bill. I mean, he was about to fold it in. It's a great story. We have to tell the whole story sometime. And he got an opportunity to go on the radio. Shout out to Steve Summers down at WLW at the overnight trucking show. And he went on there and he begged them to give him like 5 minutes, and kind of what we do here. He went on and kind of opened up and said, hey, I'll answer your question. I'm a tribologist.
Right.
He was on for 5 minutes and then turned into 5 hours. He stayed on the whole overnight. The rest is history. Like once he got off at 5 in the morning, when the show ended, they had orders out the door. And this time, Chris was in a pole barn.
Yeah, his kids, wife.
Oh, they called the cousins, nephews, nieces. Levi.
Yeah, Levi, 10 years.
Employee number 1.
10 years, 1 week, right?
And so, so they're out there. I think Chris told me he had like 6 bottles on the shelf at the time when they got home. He's like, his inventory was 6 bottles. So they're overtime,
Yeah.
as quick as they
Well,
could.
you got to think, though, normally those shows last till 5 a.m., probably about 2.5 hour drive to his house.
Right.
And then saying, Tammy, kids, wake up. Let's
Yep.
go.
We gotta get to work.
We got to get product
And
out.
honestly, the rest is history.
Yeah.
I mean, you take that and I mean, now we're in every single truck stop nationwide. We're in 25,000 retail stores. We're in every single automotive shop from, Pep Boy, or I'm sorry, that's the one I always give Brian the hard one on. Advanced Auto, we just got in, which is kind of our last one. But, and now our independent dealer side is just growing and
Yeah.
growing and growing. So now, and the cool thing about the independent side is they can get a lot of these products we bring to market quickly. They get them really quick. The retailers, it takes quite a while. So
Well, and they understand
this
the
all came from a
product.
pole barn and a guy on a
Yeah.
phone.
And they understand the product a lot more than the independent dealers do.
Right.
So, if you,
And that's what we're here to explain today too.
Yeah.
Also, so the first thing we want to clarify, number one thing about Stiction Eliminator is it is good for any engine.
Yeah.
We're talking gas or diesel. Now, the origin story of it being able to clean out the HUE injectors often pigeonhole this product into
Right.
being a 6073.
That is
If you have a
not true.
6073, you need this product.
Right.
But any other motor on earth, it is still good for. And the reason being is what we're doing with the Stiction Eliminator is we're cleaning out the inside of a motor. Let's be frank. It's straightforward what we're doing. There's a few different ways to skin the cat, if you will. There's some products out there that are very harsh chemical abrasives that you pour in and you smoke everything out of your motor, and then you got to get it out of there as quick as possible and put fresh oil in.
which can cause issues if you don't do it correctly.
And it's harsh on the
Right,
motor.
right.
What makes Stiction Eliminator unique is it is the only product that actually can clean and fully lubricate at the same time.
Right.
So we put this in the front end of an oil change with fresh oil. The longer it's in there, the better.
Better it
It's
is, yep.
like Chris often says, if you're washing your laundry, you don't pour the detergent in halfway through the cycle.
Right.
You want it in there working the whole time. So we put it in the very front end of the oil change, and it's going to stay in there throughout. You want to talk about the makeup, the esters of it?
You go ahead.
All right. So we're inside. This is all Group 4, Group 5 esters. So it's high-end oil. So you could put in any type of oil as well.
Right.
Whether you're using a very cheap conventional oil off the shelf, or a good synthetic, or even a high-end PAO like our oils that we offer. All you can possibly do is improve the oil you're putting it in. So it is safe for all types of oil. It is safe for all types of motors. Big, even small motors. We're talking farm equipment with a big motor or lawn equipment with a small motor. Stiction Eliminator is good for them all. Now, how exactly does it clean and lubricate at the same time? We're not doing it with any harsh chemical
Right,
abrasives.
exactly.
We're actually, one of my layman's terms examples I often use is the stiction is the buildup of burnt oil inside the motor. Happens in every motor. If you've got oil in a motor that gets up to a high temperature, you're going to have a buildup of varnish inside the motor. I mean, if you've ever seen a motor broken down and with a lot of miles, it looks pretty black.
Hey,
and
we actually got
we have some motors here
some motors here that have.
that
Let me
show you the
grab- let me
buildup.
grab one of them.
And so what we're doing is, on the oil side, anything that oil touches is going to get in there, and we're slowly going to wear away the varnish. The way it does it, rather than stripping it with a very hard chemical abrasive, we're actually returning any built-up varnish into liquid form. So it's almost kind of like revitalizing the burnt oil is the best way I can kind of say it. I don't know how well we're doing on this. But you can see all the carbon deposit builds at the top of this piston here. This is going to be your oil side anyway. On the rings, how you get all the built-up oil in the rings, and these will start to get your rings so they won't pop out as well. They're not going to seat against your cylinder walls. You're going to lose compression. You're going to lose power. Well, when we talk about restoring power with Stiction Eliminator, that's what we're doing. We're getting inside there. It's going to clean your cylinder walls. It's going to clean your rings on the seats on them. It's going to allow them to expand back out and get a nice clean seat onto your cylinders. So, like I always tell the staff here, we don't create horsepower.
Right,
we don't
right.
create efficiency.
And that's what people
We're just
have
returning it.
And that's what people have an issue with a lot of times when they hear somebody say, well, we can increase horsepower. They think, oh, it's snake oil. There's no way. But
Right.
we're not increasing horsepower by some secret magic sauce. What we're doing is we're cleaning
restoring
up,
it.
We're restoring that efficiency and power inside the engine.
Because over time, as you get the built-up carbon in there and the soot, and it's going to start slowly robbing power. And all we're doing is returning an old motor back to new again.
Right.
Which is why I always say this is a perfect product, especially if you're buying a used vehicle. Man, you find a good high mileage vehicle that's running well still, and put some Stiction Eliminator out of the gate. We often say you're almost freezing time, because now one of the most important aspects of it is not only are we going to clean it, but here's the great part. The lubrication side, you're going to get a 62% wear reduction over the top competitor in the market. Right. So now we're not only ceasing the buildup of all this varnish, we're actually lubricating it so well that we're preventing future wear. And I mean, that's best of both worlds right there. So you can literally double the life of a motor by using the product.
Absolutely.
And let's talk about dosage. Your initial dosage.
4 ounces per quart. Some people have asked why is it, because some of the bottles say different, but it is 4 ounces per quart. If you get to where it says you need, let's say, 60 ounces, and you want to add the extra 4 ounces of Stiction Eliminator,
Yeah,
that
you're
is
not gonna hurt
fine.
anything.
Don't worry about it. If you're at 24 ounces and you wanted to add 32 ounces, you're not going to hurt anything.
Again, it's all Group 4, Group 5 esters.
The reason we put the 4 ounces and 2 ounces on there is because that way, simple math for some people who may feel.
And the 2 ounces is the follow-up treatment.
Yeah, correct. So you'll do 4 ounces on initial treatment, and then every third oil change you would do the 2 ounces. There's really no need to run it every single oil change if you're running the FR3 in between.
Sure.
So Stiction Eliminator, great for all engines. So you're anywhere on diesel side, 5.9, 6.6, 6.7, 6.4s, anything.
That was
can
one of our
run the
questions
Stiction
earlier.
Eliminator.
Is it good on my 5.9 Cummins?
The 5.9 Cummins, it will help. 5.9s, even the power strokes, people will say, well, I have a little bit of blow-by. And they notice that because the air is getting into the chamber or the engine and everything. So the Stiction Eliminator actually will help that.
Right. And partly how it does it, one thing that we also like to say is we have FR3 infused into our Stiction Eliminator.
Right.
So some of the benefits that you guys know about FR3, which we'll do another show on that too, with our carbon nanotechnology, we go ahead and put it in the Stiction Eliminator as well. That was one of the, just like we've upped the game on the EDT with the LX4 in it.
Right.
Well, we've reinvented this product a couple times too. So when we get new technology, we add it to our products. So over the years, as FR3 came along, we started infusing it into a Stiction Eliminator. So now you're getting the same benefits of our FR3 in the Stiction Eliminator, which one of those benefits is strengthening the oil film strength itself.
Right.
So not only are we, so think about what's going on here. If you look at the whole picture, we're going to get into that motor. We're going to clean that cylinder wall. We're going to clean your piston rings, allow them to extract out farther, the squeegees better. So now you're going to have less blow by. You're going to have less air getting by your rings, less oil pushing by. It's going to give you better compression. The film strength is going to get stronger, so the oil is going to be able to get by the ring as much. It means you're going to have, and power means MPGs as well. It's a two-way street. The better we're sealing up, we're getting the maximum power out of that motor, which means you're burning fuel the most efficiently, which means mile per gallon if you can stay off the throttle, or if you want to jump on the throttle, you've got more power than you had before.
So what would you say to a guy who runs a oil stabilizer, which is a heavier weight oil? What does a Stiction Eliminator benefit me over top of that?
Than just an oil stabilizer?
Yeah.
Well, an oil stabilizer is just thick oil.
Right.
So there's going to be no cleansing properties from it. There's going to be no oil strength properties. All you're doing is thickening the oil, the viscosity. So it's probably going to bring your oil viscosity out of grade. There's no wear protection from it outside of a heavier weight.
Right.
So I kind of look at the oil stabilizers, and that's a tricky question. There's a lot of companies out there that call oil stabilizers different things. To me, it's a Band-Aid. You're covering. It's like taking a painkiller. The pain goes away. The problem's still there. You just don't feel it anymore.
Right.
You know, so you're not fixing the problem at
Well,
all.
and it's making the engine work harder, being a heavier oil.
Heavier weight you got to work through.
Where if I think it was you or Kevin I was talking to, where by adding a Stiction Eliminator, you actually would get the same kind of film strength you would with that heavier weight oil, but you're not sacrificing it to have to work harder
Right.
to run.
The weight actually doesn't change. I
Right.
think I believe the weight. They're gonna have to quote me on this. I think it's around a 30 weight.
Yeah, that's what Aaron
So
said yesterday. So.
it's actually thinner than the average diesel oil. So the fact that we can actually strengthen, the film strength of the oil, which prevents the blow by, the slippage, and everything there, yet it's actually not a thick, goopy oil. It's
Well-
making the engine work harder. It's a great thing.
And there's probably people who will ask the question, but I'll go ahead and answer it. A lot of people will ask, if I add the Stiction Eliminator to my oil, does it change the viscosity of my oil? Does it downgrade it? Which it won't.
You'd have to add a ton.
Yeah. I think it was like in a 10
Let's put it
quart
this way.
capacity, it was like 0.000 something.
Let's put it this way.
It's
Oil
crazy.
weight does work to an extent. Like if you had a quart of 40 and a quart of 50, you mix them together, you kind of have a 45.
Right.
But if you have, 15 gallons, 15 quarts of a 40 weight oil, and you do a full quart of Stiction Eliminator, you're going to bring that 40 weight down to like a 39.8. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be minimal to it. So you'd literally have to put like 8 quarts versus 8 quarts in to really move it down 5 points.
Well,
So-
and that brings up a good point, because when you add the Stiction Eliminator, you want to subtract the amount of oil that you're going
Yes.
to put in the Stiction Eliminator.
We
do
get the
ha-
question
we
all
do
the
have
time.
people sometimes that they will say, well, I just added on top of my 15 quarts, my 12 quarts, my 10 quarts. No, do not do that, because you overfilling is not going to help.
You always want to have your fill line at your vehicle's fill line.
Yeah.
So when in doubt, if you're adding a quart, and say you got a 12 quart motor or something, and let's see, 12 quart motor would need about 48 ounces.
Yeah.
My mouth's right.
Yep.
The way I fill it is I put like 4 quarts of oil in. Then I put my 48 ounces of stiction in, so I know my stiction is proper, and then I top off just with the rest of the oil until I'm at my fill point. So I don't wait till the end to put stiction, because sometimes your balance might be off. So
Right.
I put it in kind of in the middle, and then top off with oil again.
Yeah. Nope, that's perfect.
So we do have a couple questions here. Jerry Atkins watching. How you doing? What's up, Dorian Reyna? Fiat Lane, hey guys, miss you. Hope to catch up soon. Me too, man. I hope Steve is might come out to PRI and you might join him. Colton Scheid, is there any independent dealers around Pueblo, Colorado? I'm not sure, Colton.
I actually think there is, so I'll get back with him.
Okay.
Him. I don't know.
Colton, TJ will send you a message. But when in doubt, you can go to our website and punch your zip code in, and it will tell you where that is. Bearded Medic says, worked for his 7.3. Yeah, if you got a 7.3, you guys probably live by this stuff, so I don't blame you. Josh Hernandez says, engine takes 12 quarts. Does it replace oil? How much would I need to use for a 12 quart capacity engine? Yeah, exactly what we just said. I think I used that example too. 12 quarts
Yeah.
would equal 48 on initial dosage. 48.
So can he use 64?
He could.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly.
Here's what I don't do. We fully formulate it exactly to what you need. I'll be honest. Like, and we've talked about this before. Sometimes people think a little's good, so a lot's got to be great.
Right.
That may be the case with some other products that are really watered down, and you start getting more benefit. I put more in. Not with us. We fully formulate literally till the EPA does not allow us to put any more additive in the product. The EPA stopped us on this. If we wanted to add more additive, we'd have to take something out. So
Yeah.
it is fully formulated to the hilt.
Right.
And then we put the treatment rate exactly at what you need. So to answer that question, I'd put 48 ounces in. If you put the extra, 16 ounces from a 64 ounce bottle, personally, I love having some extra Stiction Eliminator. If you get 16 ounces of Stiction Eliminator, like pour a little bit in your lawnmower, pour a little bit in your small engines.
Sure.
I top off like my gas car a little bit, like even though I'm not getting a full dosage in there, I love using the extra, just kind of spread the love around a little bit, because a little bit can go a long way with this
Yeah.
stuff. It's a good cleanser, and so as long as it stays in there for a long time, you're pretty good on it. David Sanders is watching. Shout out to David. He stopped by yesterday, so good to see David as well. So anything else you want to say about Stiction Eliminator?
No.
What's the most important thing if you had one thing for someone to know about Stiction Eliminator that people have misconception or don't know? What is it?
It's just not a lubricant. We do have quite a few customers that think that it is just a lubricant, or just a cleaner. It is all in one, fully formulated. Where some are like a Band-Aid, like Kyle said, that will go in and it will Band-Aid the problem. Sooner or later, you will have the issue come back up. It did not cure it. Where the Stiction Eliminator actually will begin to slowly remove the deposit buildup that's inside of the engine, and it will actually not only clean it up but lubricate it. And with the FR3 being in there, actually,
Use that protection of power going
yeah,
forward.
absolutely.
My number one thing I say, which drives me nuts all the time, is it's good for gas and diesel.
Yeah.
It is good for everything out there. for those of you that watch us, I guess 95% of you are people that either enjoy our products or are in the additive world. Maybe 5% of you are kind of out here kicking some tires a little bit. We know a lot of people are like doubtful on additives. What I always tell them is, first of all, on the diesel side, like on the fuel side, like Diesel Extreme, try a bottle. If you don't feel that, then you're crazy.
Well, we get it. We've talked to Chris about this. Like, people have been burnt by snake oils for so long.
So we get it.
We understand that.
But if I'm trying to get somebody to come back and say, give us a shot,
right,
this is one of the best products to try. And this goes for gas or diesel. Specifically, if you've got a higher mileage vehicle that you've never put an additive in before, give this product a shot. And remember, 100% money back guarantee. We never ask questions. We want people to try the product. We want people to use it. So I want your biggest doubters out there in the world that doubt that these products don't do anything. Go take your highest mileage vehicle and grab a bottle of this and put it in. Not only are you going to benefit what we've been talking about, but it does. We hear so much feedback of, I used to get this lifter tick and it's gone. Like right away, within 100 miles it left.
My truck actually, first whenever I got it, had lifter ticks. And it says Chevy. It's notorious. And actually, when I changed the oil and put Stiction Eliminator in, it was gone within, I think it was like 300 or 400 miles. It was gone. Haven't had the issue since.
Yep,
So.
we hear it all the time. Injector noise, lifter ticks, all sorts of stuff. It solves a lot of problems. And most importantly, what you don't feel is, again, that 62% wear reduction. So you're extending the life of your motor. Great product. This company wouldn't exist. Our jobs wouldn't exist if it weren't for this product. And so we really stand behind this kid, and it's available everywhere.
Yeah,
it's the one thing that you can't go into the store with Stiction Eliminator's not in it.
And some will say, well, it's in Walmart and everything, so you guys downgraded it, watered it down so that if you could sell it. We didn't.
No, it's the same bottle.
That was one of the biggest Chris's big things. Whenever he told these big retailers, he's like, I'm not going to water it down, so you can sell it for a higher rate than what it. So same product you get on our website, same product you're going to get on the shelf anywhere. So
absolutely. So we are going to give away 2 bottles of our Stiction Eliminator to 2 lucky winners. 2 lucky winners. So first off, I want to give a bottle to Mr. Josh Hernandez.
Yeah.
Thanks for chiming in today. And send us a message, send Levi a message, and give us an address. We will send you out some
Stiction Eliminator. And then Thomas Walczewski.
Let's do it. Thomas Walczewski, send us a message. We will get you out a bottle as well. And then I want you guys to report back and let us know what you think about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, we got to do the big announcement.
Yep.
I almost forgot.
Yeah, we almost forgot. Here we go.
All right. So this PRI, we are having 2 new vehicles in this year that we're really excited about. First and foremost, we are going to have the world's fastest Power Stroke diesel.
Wait, 6.7? Or I mean 7.3 or 6.0?
Well, actually, we have both those.
We do. We do.
But the driver of the world's fastest 7.3 will be signing autographs in our booth.
Oh.
But the driver of the world's fastest Power Stroke non-7.3, the 6 is going to be Mr. Rawlings Barnes from Rudy's.
I thought you weren't telling who they're going to be. You're just
I can now. Look.
Levi's not giving it up. Okay.
Yep. So we're really excited to have Rudy's out there. Rawlings is going to be the booth on Saturday signing autographs. This is a bad truck, man.
Yeah.
And we're really happy to join up with Rudy's this year and the race team. Shout out to Nathaniel DeLong. He's a great guy to work with. He is a genius. He is a quiet genius.
He is.
But I want everybody, when they come out and look at this truck, I mean, look at all the nooks and crannies of it. I mean, it is really impressive that it was basically ground up. I mean, I think last year, the only thing that's left from stock on that is like 10 inches of like frame bar there at the side door. I mean, everything else is just such a beautiful build, and the truck kicked butt this year. I think Rawlings had it in first place until like the last race, and it came down to the last race, which they all should come down to the last race like that. So, heck of a season for Rudy's Performance. We are super pumped to be part of the Rudy's team this year. And you're running all of our adrenaline fluids to the truck. So looking forward to having that truck out in the booth this year. Come see it. It's the world's fastest Power Stroke. It'll be in our booth 6133, I believe it is. And Rawlings will be out there Saturday to sign autographs as well, too. So And that's not. Do we have another vehicle in the booth?
You do have another.
There's
vehicle.
another one, isn't there? And a second vehicle in their booth is going to be a gasser.
Gas vehicle.
It is a gas vehicle. First time we've had a gas vehicle in the booth. So shout out to our friends, our Memphis Street Outlaws. Hercules is going to be in our booth. Hercules. So we're really excited about this. This is a true street car. If you guys watch Memphis Street Outlaws at all, Anthony Smith, they call him Turtle. This car is a bad machine and big. I think, I don't know if you could get the, oh, he's getting the picture on it. Yeah, it's got a big power adder to it. So it's fun to see in person. And I saw just last week, Anthony sent it into the shop. Like I said, he's getting his nails and hair did, getting ready for the big show.
He was actually the one. We had said last week we were not going to tell anybody, and then he posted it on
so
Facebook.
I was like, it's out there.
I was like, I thought we weren't telling. I was like, well, we didn't. He did.
So we're pumped about it. So not only is Hercules going to be in the booth all week, come and see it in person. Anthony himself is going to be out there Saturday signing autographs, along with Austin Smith. Cold-hearted Austin, his son, who is a bad driver himself, is going to be out there signing autographs on Saturday as well. And we might have another street outlaw, or two, or three more of those guys out signing autographs too. So we'll have more to come about them because we have a really cool thing planned for when we have some more out there. So we're having multiple Memphis Street Outlaws in the booth. We're having a Street Outlaws car out in the booth. Thanks to all those guys. We appreciate you running our products. That whole relationship just kind of happened organically, and they just kept picking up our products, and everyone. Then they start talking to each other, and then each one of them starts, running one by one. Started with Michael Dover. Shout out to Michael Dover from the weekend.
Yeah, and I remember sending you the email saying, "Hey, Kyle, you might want to get in touch with this guy," and you're like,
Yeah. And it started with that, and then slowly one by one, and now, not only are we in Michael Dover, Lee Roberts, Jason Carpenter, and Hercules. But, the cool thing about Anthony Smith is he's also, a lot of people don't know, he's like all their mechanics. He's like the top mechanic they got. He does all of JJ DeBoss's whole fleet. So now, they also need to send me a picture one day, and he's pouring Adrenaline Racing Oil in Old Heavy, and then Precious. I mean, all the cars got it, So pretty much the whole MSO fleet's running Adrenaline now. We're really excited about it. So thanks to all them. Come out and see us in PRI, booth 6133. Check out these cool vehicles we're going to have. Again, over 25 people signing autographs as well. It's going to be a great time. We're looking forward to it. We're off next week. Rerun next week, I guess, apparently. So we'll be back in 2 weeks. And hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving. And enjoy the rest of your week.
Big Country out.